Hey everyone, Daniel and Chris here with the Superhero Show. Now, we're going to talk about a kind of unorthodox... Is it a superhero movie? It is kind of. It's the new Michael Keaton film.
In a roundabout way, Birdman, which obviously a lot of our American viewers might have already seen because it's already out in the States, but it's not out here until January 1st, so... We're talking about it this week because also we've had a little opportunity as well come our way, which we've jumped all over.
Seized upon.
Yeah, which is getting a chunk of time with Michael Keaton, who... is a big superhero hero to the pair of us. My favourite Batman. I don't know, is he yours?
He's one of the first Batmans that I got to know. He was the Batman of my childhood as well. I was born in '86, but I watched the Batman film because when I grew up, there was no real big superhero movies. It was that and Richard Donner's Superman movie.
Yeah.
So he and Kevin Conroy in the animated series were Batman for me, in all intents and purposes. And he was great. His interpretation is very unique, as is the rest of the production. It is Tim Burton's Batman. Yeah. That's how I think of it. And I think of it as Michael Keaton's Batman and Bruce Wayne.
He brought an insanity to it that I've always really loved. Apart from that bit. It doesn't quite work that bit. But, and so really interestingly, Birdman, which is up for a bunch of Oscars, I'm sure it will be next year, it's up for a bunch of Golden Globes already, kind of plays upon that because he's playing an actor, a washed-up actor. I would say Michael Keaton's washed up, but his career is certainly different now to what it was at the end of the 80s, who is best known for playing a character called Birdman, a superhero who in the 90s, he had a series of movies that made money and he walked away because he wanted to be more artistic. And in the movie, he's actually staging a play. And it's kind of, it's almost like takes place in real time, all in...
So there's kind of like slightly metafictional devices at play here that is referencing his real life kind of persona. And
the film's designed to look like it's all shot in one take. And honestly, you really can't see the joys. Like, there's a couple of moments where if you're really concentrating or if that's what you're thinking about, you can figure it out. But really, if you're just kind of relaxed and taking it all in, taking the story for what it is, then it really does look like it's all in one long take.
Right.
So it's a really interesting look at this man's career, and so we got a chance to speak to him as well about the movie, but also about Batman, which is what I wanted to do. But what was it like suiting up again?
Cool, and eerie. I think I did a body cast for the suit for the first one, and I'm pretty claustrophobic. Now I understand that a lot of like Robert Downey's stuff, I think, it's just he doesn't wear anything. They just CGI a lot of the stuff on it, I think. I don't really know. So when we were making they had to make a Birdman suit, and I hadn't really been thinking about it. There was so much other things to think about in the movie. But then they said, we're going to bring the Birdman suit because we got to fit it and see if it's right. And I thought, oh, that's right. There's actually going to be a suit that I'm going to have to put on. And they did it kind of in the old-fashioned way. They scanned it. I didn't have to do a body cast, but they made it kind of like somewhat like the original Batman. You had to kind of squeeze into the thing and zip her in, and that was really wild to do that and go through that again. I mean, that was really crazy. The smell of it and, what the materials are made out of, that's pretty crazy. Now, I will tell you, same measurements as when I did Batman.
Excellent. Good effort. Do you have a favourite of the two Batman movies that you made?
First one.
Why is that?
100% original take on that. I was going to say that genre, but people say that all the time. I think I've said it, and the truth is there was no genre. There was Superman, which was really charming, and the first one with Chris Reeve and charming and fun and all that. But no one had done anything, and Tim Burton created it basically. I mean, I don't see them in the theater, and it's probably evolved into a whole other thing. But I would bet money that I just know it. Tim set up a tone and opened doors for everybody who made everything after that. He just blew it wide open. It was very risky how he did it, and Warner Brothers too. I mean, you can't. You've got to give them some credit for saying, okay, well, but he really, and Anton Furst, had such a great vision, and everybody who contributed it, and me, frankly, because Tim and I talked about it, and I just had a take on it that I said, this is how I'm going to play it, and it was obvious to me that's where you had to go. But and I'm not sure any of these films have charm anymore. But I'm not sure they don't, because I've not really seen them. But really, Tim set the tone and changed everything to some degree, filmmaking. But certainly in that world, he kind of created a genre, and Alejandro has created a type of movie that there's not been a movie like Birdman, and there might not ever be a movie like Birdman in terms of what it explores and all the levels of it. He's really set the bar high.
Yeah, it's a wonderful movie. So everyone go and see it on January the 1st when it comes out in the UK. And Michael, thank you for being our first ever guest on the show.
All right, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.